Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And I'll make the announcement again, kind of the end of an era for WWE Aftershock. I talked about this in the Backlash predictions, but I'll kind of talk about it again. This will be kind of like the last Aftershock that's done this way for a while, where we're going to review a bunch of the shows and everything like that. As I kind of talked about before, we can't really keep doing Aftershock this way. We've been trying it the last couple of years, and Chris's schedule is just way too busy for how we're doing the show, basically. We can't keep living Aftershock the way we are. The channel's just, kind of not really getting a lot of content out there and everything like that. And when we can get an Aftershock done, it feels like we're always playing catch up. So basically, we're gonna do the show this way one last time, and after that, but it will kind of go back to the way my channel was pre Massasoit Wrestling Corner days, where basically, I'll just kind of review the shows on my own. Whether that's an AEW Spoke, whether that's an WWE Aftershock, a TNA Report, somewhere in the middle. Honestly, nothing could change though. Maybe if we start doing the shows this way, Chris, because it's a shorter video, we'll be able to come on fucking more often, type of thing. We're not sitting here for 2 hours just talking about stuff. But the end of an era. How do you feel about this end of an era, Chris? Are you the hugest fan of it? Are you completely against it? Or are you kind of in the middle on it? It doesn't matter what you think; it's gonna happen this way anyways. But it's good to get your opinion out there.
No, I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. Shit needs to go in the upward direction. It's kind of stagnated, so I'm very much a favorite. I'm not going to be gone, but I'll make sure you'll hear my voice.
Yeah. If we could only get you on the PLE reviews part of the show or the predictions, that would serve just as well. But we'll see what happens. Like I talked about in the Backlash predictions, you're gonna see some new series on the video. I mean, not on the channel. And you're just gonna see some new things. So, let's end off this era with a bang though, and talk about WWE Aftershock things. We're all gonna do some show reviews. But I'm gonna be nice, Chris, because it's the last Aftershock this way. You haven't been able to give your thoughts on WrestleMania 42. You have to kind of keep it super brief now because we've had a whole show now and since it's happened. But WrestleMania 41 as a whole, what did you think of it and everything like that? Not 41, 42. 42.
I thought WrestleMania 42 as a whole was very Jekyll and Hyde, whereas like night one was just like okay. Didn't feel like a WrestleMania. It was okay. I didn't mind it. I liked it, but it was just okay. Night two, on the other hand, was awesome. I felt like night two really saved WrestleMania this year. But yeah, overall, like I thought the show was. I thought even combined, I thought it was a great WrestleMania. Next year's better to be better. They got to be able to make both nights great, and not one night just to good, or in the second night be amazing. It has to be both nights great, or else there's no point in doing two nights anymore.
Yeah. But we'll see if that can happen. I feel like we need to have that mix like we had with 39 and like 40, where both nights were equally as great. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, let's just get now that you've kind of said that, let's talk about Backlash, though. That was only one night. So I said I'd do the Backlash notes. And you're gonna do the Raw notes. So you better get those. You better get those Raw notes ready. You have to do the Raw notes because I don't have any Raw notes. So you know.
I'm ready to go.
But yeah, let's talk about Backlash. Backlash kind of followed the same WrestleMania 42 formula in the sense where for the countdown show, the first hour was just on YouTube and the typical places you can find it. And then hour number 2 was on ESPN2. And then obviously the first hour of Backlash with Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins and Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn were on ESPN2. And then, you know, the rest of it was on ESPN Unlimited. I didn't really notice the difference this time. The past 2 times they've done this, one of the times I was there, so obviously I got the live experience, and this time I couldn't watch Backlash live, so I just was able to watch everything on Backlash. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that much of a difference for like us, because we have the ESPN Unlimited plan, so we'll probably just end up watching all the PLEs that way anyways. We're not going to be switching to like ESPN2 or anything like that. But whatever. I hope they don't do this like too often, because then you have to wonder like, is the ESPN thing actually a success if they have to keep doing this? They shouldn't do. I'm okay with doing it for WrestleMania 42. I'm okay with doing it for Backlash, but they shouldn't do it for like every PLE, because then it's, you know, then you're gonna wonder like why are we doing this on ESPN type of thing, and it fucks over like the people that paid for the plan like me type of thing. So, but yeah, let's talk about anything you want to say on that. Like, are you cool with it always happening on ESPN2 every time, or do you think they should just not do it every PLE?
I think it's fine. I don't mind it. You're not forced to watch it on ESPN. You can watch it on the Unlimited app, but like, I don't mind it. I don't mind switching over, unless if like you're just watching it. It's not like on ESPN2, then it switches over. It's on ESPN Unlimited the whole time. So if you don't want to switch over, it's there.
You're all gonna see the annoying tendencies, I think, though, like you know, the commercials and stuff. But whatever, we'll see what happens. But going through it, we had the countdown show. We had the panel of Big E, Corey Graves, Peter Rosenberg, Jackie Redmond, and Michael Cole. I think Big E, Corey Graves, Peter Rosenberg, and Michael Cole were on like the first hour. Not even the first hour, like the first hour and a half. Cole was on longer than he typically is. And then like I think he tagged out and Jackie Redmond like tagged in for him. And I think Graves tagged out at one point. You know. We've talked about this before. There's no reason for these to be 2 hours. I didn't feel it this time because obviously I was able to fast forward all of the crap and everything like that. I guess it was paced well. I don't think it's ever gonna be as bad as last year's Backlash, where they already talked about all the matches like in the first hour. So like the last hour, I still remember they had to play like the WWE like video game documentary to like, you know, because they ran out of because they couldn't manage their time well. I still think the best one too was like Elimination Chamber. For some fucking reason, they like. I think they did the same thing, and they decided to show, like, a history of, like, WWE in Chicago. I'm like, okay, what the fuck you doing here? You never done this before. You just didn't manage the time well, so you have to fucking buy time. And, like, you could definitely tell when they don't manage their time well, because, like, the analysts have to, like, talk for, like, an extra long time about something. And, like, you could just definitely tell they're just trying to talk just to fucking kill time. So, like, it's always a riot when that happens. I still think the Backlash 2025 countdown shows, like, the funniest time when they didn't manage their time well. But, how do you know, I don't know if you watch the countdown show live. How do you think they managed their time well? Do you think they managed it awesome, or do you think it was awful?
They don't tend to manage their time very well, but I watched 0 seconds of it.
Yeah. But there was some things that happened on the countdown show. They had Jacob Fatu backstage just kind of going off about how he was going to, like, beat Roman Reigns for the belt. Sami Zayn got interviewed. He was very delusional. I think he's lost the plot a little bit. Poor guy. For some odd reason, because they were in Florida, but instead of showing like an NXT hype package, they decided to show like an FCW like tribute, which is like whatever. But it was so like WWE like over flanderized and talked about how like it made the future stars. I'm like, no, it didn't. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, people's careers went down there to die. Like, the people they mentioned were like Bailey and like Charlotte. Like, it wasn't FCW that made them. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't know if you saw that video package, but that was like that was a bunch of bullshit that I saw, type of thing. Like FCW was there's a reason that had to get changed. Like, people would go there, careers would die. Don't fucking pretend otherwise. Get that shit out of here. What do you think about that? Huh?
It wasn't even in FCW.
Who?
Charlotte.
I mean, she was, but like I think right before it died. So, yeah, just get that shit out of here. So, and you could tell, like, when the wrestlers had to come on and talk about it, they had to pretend it was this great thing, and, like, it was like, get out of here with that shit. Just get out of here. Because the Usos came on and talked about it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then the Miz and Kit Wilson got interviewed, and they talked about how they're gonna beat up Danhausen. And the Miz still doesn't believe in the curse because he's delusional. And Kit Wilson says he has a plan for the curse, which kind of worked, I guess. I don't know. And then Danhausen said that he's looking forward to seeing his tag team partner. All fine things on the Countdown show. I just would have cut that FCW segment. I was like, that was a bunch of bullshit. The biggest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. But what'd you think of what'd you think of the Countdown show? I know you watched 0 seconds of it, but what did you think from what I just told you? Huh?
Terrible.
Then we had the show. We had Wade Barrett and Michael Cole on commentary for the show. Kicked off with Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. A very good match right here. Seth Rollins started off this match very aggressive. He was able to fight off Braun Breaker throughout the beginning parts of the match. Eventually, he kind of beats him up in the crowd. The referee was very lenient in the beginning part of this matchup because obviously this was a very personal rivalry. And then he just decided not to be lenient anymore and follow the rules, which is like, okay, you need to make up your mind about what you're doing. Yeah, Braun Breaker used a lot of his power moves against Seth Rollins. This match was a little clumsy. And I think that was kind of on Braun Breaker because I don't think he could take a lot of the moves that Seth Rollins can dish out because, like, there was one part of the match where he tried to do some type of, like, flip, and I think he was supposed to turn into a clothesline, but Seth fell over. Yeah, overall it came across well. Eventually, Seth had the match won with the stomp, but then eventually Paul Heyman distracted the ref, and, Seth knew what was about to happen, so he grabbed a chair. He beat up Austin Theory. He chased off Logan Paul. What a great idea it was putting Austin Theory in the Vision. Like, the dude gets laid out and pinned every week. You'll talk about that on Raw this week. Poor Austin Theory. It seems like this guy can't get anything going, and every time he does, his momentum always gets squandered. But, this dude should have already been a babyface, but it's a video for another day. And then Breaker hits a spear, but Seth kicks out. And then he goes for another spear. Seth turns it into the pedigree. He goes for the stomp, but Breaker kicks out of that. And then Breaker catches Seth in a spear. And then he hits like the ultimate spear where he runs back and forth between two ropes, the super spear. And Breaker pins Seth Rollins. He wins the match. Thought the match was very good. I give it 3 3/4 stars. Made sense to book the match this way because obviously the whole storyline is that Seth obviously is burned on his bridges, so he had to kind of face all the members of the Vision by himself. Braun Breaker needed to get a win, obviously, because he lost a lot of his momentum because of that injury that he got earlier in the year, so this was a good way to get that back. And this feud's going to continue anyways, so, Braun Breaker winning makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, I give it 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was very good.
I thought this match was really good, too, also. A bit clumsy at times, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. Like, it's getting to that point now. And did we need to see Braun Breaker win? Did we? He's the one that turned on him. He's the one that beat his... has speared him for 6 straight weeks, it feels like. Like, do you think Seth could have used the win there? Like, I think so. It's not going to hurt Braun Breaker. They're just going to fucking feud for the next 6 years anyway.
Probably, yeah. Because Triple H tells storylines at a very at a snail's pace.
I mean, I don't mind Braun winning, but I felt like Seth could have used the win a little bit more.
But we'll see what happens. Then we have the United States title match. It's Trick Williams defending against Sami Zayn. Trick had Little Yachty with him. And it's official. They have done the double turn. Trick Williams is now the babyface, and Sami Zayn's now the heel. I think it's really working. A big critique we've always had about Triple H and his booking is it doesn't seem like he really listens to the audience. I'm glad it seems like he did this time. Where he's turned Trick Williams babyface because he's so over, you just can't ignore it. And then Sami Zayn, was starting to get booed so heavily that you really couldn't keep him a babyface, especially if he's going to go up against Trick Williams. So, he's definitely more in the heel direction than he was.
There's been reports recently that he's been fighting the creative team.
All the time about turning heel because he doesn't want to turn heel.
We'll see what happens. Which I can see because, he makes a good heel, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, he thinks the fans like him.
Yeah, that'd be fine. The match starts out. Trick Williams gets the advantage throughout the beginning portions of it. He throws Sami into the steps. And then eventually Sami Zayn gets the advantage. He backdrops Trick onto the steps. He absolutely destroys him. Eventually he also starts destroying the loyalty at times. And then Trick mounts a comeback. He hits the bookend on Sami, which he kicks out of. And then Little Yachty distracts the referee, which allows Sami Zayn to grab that candy cane kendo stick and hit Trick Williams with it. And then Trick kicks out of that. And then Trick distracts the ref. Little Yachty hits Sami with the kendo sticks, and Trick hits a running knee onto him, or the running spinning kick that he does. And Sami Zayn kicks out of that. They fight to the outside. Sami hits a brain buster onto him onto the steps, and beats up Little Yachty, hits the Hoover kick onto him. And because Sami Zayn loses his focus, it allows Trick Williams to hit the trick shot on him for the win, and Trick Williams retains the United States title. This match was very good. I give it 3 3/4 stars. I imagine this feud isn't over. I imagine they're gonna do one more match, probably some type of stipulation match, and the feud there, and then Trick would just kind of move on. Be interested to see where Sami Zayn goes from there. If he does end up turning heel officially in that match, or maybe after that they'll try to take him off television, so that way these boos can die down and he could come back properly as a babyface. But we'll see what happens. But what'd you think of this match?
I thought again this match was really good. Trick and Sami have a lot of chemistry in such a short period of time. I really liked that. I thought this match was really good. Do I think that will they continue to feud? Yes. I don't think this feud's anywhere near over. Maybe the next PLE is when they'll have their next championship match, and that will probably end it.
Yeah. Any style? What are the style ratings for the first 2 matches? I don't think you got to say.
I give the first match 3.5, and I give the second one 3.25.
Okay. Then we had the next match. It was Kent Wilson and The Miz versus Danhausen and his mystery partner. Danhausen comes out. It was the moment of truth. It was time for his mystery partner. And he brings out his cloning machine that he brought out on SmackDown. And his mystery partner was a Minihausen. It wasn't supposed to be that way. He tried cloning himself, but he somehow it got messed up. We're not really sure how that happened, but it happened. So he got a Minihausen, so he kind of had to take that as his tag team partner. They came to the ring, and Minihausen actually looked good though in the match. We weren't really sure how he was gonna do. We're not really sure if he's a mini person or if he's just like a little kid, but we're not sure. At least a kayfabe wise. And yeah, Minihausen really takes it to the Miz and Kit Wilson. Eventually, he gets the heat, which was kind of cool that he took the heat. I thought it would be Danhausen. He'd get the hot tag, but it was the reverse. And then Danhausen gets the hot tag. He starts going off on the Miz and Kit Wilson. And then eventually, Kit Wilson starts beating up Minihausen towards the ramp. And he throws Minihausen back into the cloning machine. And he shuts the door, the crate onto it. And unfortunately, this ended up backfiring on him because it cloned like 5 Minihausens. Don't understand how that works, considering the fact that it took Danhausen 2 days, or not even 2 days, a little less than a day, for him to clone 1 Minihausen. But somehow it took Kit Wilson 5 seconds to clone 7. But whatever. Maybe the time machine science was different that time. I don't know. So all these Minihausens start beating up Kit Wilson, which the referee doesn't see. So the match goes on for a little bit longer. Minihausen tries to curse Kit Wilson, but Kit Wilson uses his mirror to reflect the curse back onto him. And unfortunately, the curse worked because he nearly lost the match via skull-crushing finale. So I guess Minihausen is cursed, which isn't good. And I don't know, I don't know how effective a mini curse is. When Danhausen curses somebody, that's very effective. When Minihausen curses somebody, I'm not really sure how that works. Is it as effective? Is it less effective, more effective? We're not really sure. But then eventually, the Miz has had enough. He takes out a fire extinguisher and he tries to blast the Minihausens, but the fire extinguisher doesn't work. But because Miz is cursed, and you're not going to convince me otherwise, Chris. He's cursed. Don't believe what the Miz says. Don't believe what the IWC says. He's cursed. 4 times he's been... I think 7 times, actually, he's been cursed, which is bad. And when he points at the fire the fire direction. No, the fire extinguisher at himself. And this time the fire extinguisher actually works. And Danhausen and Minihausen curse Kit Wilson and The Miz at the same time. And Danhausen hits the tornado DDT. No, that's a tornado, the blow kick on The Miz for the win. And the Danhausen and Minihausen win the match. I thought this was extremely entertaining. I thought it was pretty good. A lot of people, I guess, were disappointed by the mystery partner, which I can understand that, but I thought they were able to make something entertaining out of it. I give it 3 1/4. The Miz and Kit Wilson continue to be cursed. Do you think if the feud's over, they're still cursed? Do you think the feud it carries over into other feuds, or do you think once you've done feuding with Danhausen, the curse is over?
It could be you just cursed for life.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, I'll forget too. The Miz and Kit Wilson have been cursed 7 times.
Get mega cursed.
Yeah, and one of them's by the Minihausens, and we don't know how that curse works yet. If that's actually a curse. So,
one of the Minihausens actually was El Torito, the main one.
Yeah,
the one in the tag. So that's actually funny little lore.
What'd you think of this though match right here? Did you love it or you absolutely hate it?
I understand why people be upset because I thought it would have been a real tag team partner, not just El Torito as a Minihausen. But I thought this was very funny. Danhausen's a comedy character. He wasn't gonna really find a real tag team partner. But I liked it. I thought it was really funny. if I'm putting it on like a scale of like funny comedy matches, it's 5 stars, 25 stars actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would. You can't give this in a real wrestling sense. You can't give this more than like 2 stars.
Are you trying to over-explain yourself? Because if Danhausen sees this and you actually critique his...
Hey, my fucking curse.
I'm just getting over being sick. Okay, risk it. Okay, it's fine.
What do you think happens to these Danhausens now? Like, do you think we're gonna see them a lot more? Do you think the Danhausen's gonna like unclone them and like take them away from existence? Do you think they're just gonna go on and like have normal lives? Like, what happens to them? Type of thing.
Danhausen forever.
Huh?
I guess
They just be Danhausen forever.
Yeah. You know, are they Danhausen's responsibility, or are they gonna have to go out and do their own thing? You think?
like that's his responsibility.
Yeah. Danhausen has to still time out. He can't seem to disappear very well because he tried to disappear after the match, and yeah, it didn't work. So he needs to get that. He needs to get better at that. So, you know. And then after this was Asuka versus Io Sky. This was a great match right here. Very back and forth. Just go watch it. Obviously, they had to fight because obviously there was the "We Want Kairi Sane" chants because, you know, they just released Kairi Sane recently, which we'll probably talk about at the end of the video. But once kind of like they were able to kind of get away from that, they were able to have a great match and everyone really cared about it and everything like that. Io Sky won with the over the moonsault. But yeah, this was great stuff. You know, it kind of reminded people that Asuka can really go, considering the fact that, you know, we haven't really been able to see her like really put on a show on really Wars or the PLEs or anything like that. Io Sky needed to get a win because you know, she hasn't really had a lot of the momentum on her side recently with the Rumble loss, the Chamber not qualifying for that, and then obviously Rio losing the tag titles, and then you know, not making it to WrestleMania. So Io Sky needed to get a big win. I give this match 4.25 stars. After this, Asuka and Io embrace each other. And obviously, it's obviously being rumored. We're still not exactly sure, but it seems like Asuka semi-retired. You know, obviously a lot of people were thinking with all these cuts and everything like that, she was leaving, but it seemed like that's not the case. She's semi-retired. We probably won't see her very much. She'll probably mainly work behind the scenes until TKO probably has something to say about that. But if this was Asuka's like last match, I think this is a great way for Asuka to go out, put it over somebody new. And yeah, I thought it was great stuff. Obviously, we didn't have the Kairi Sane. We didn't get to pay off that part of the story, but you know, it's unfortunate. But yeah, I give it 4.25 stars. What you think of this?
I give it 4.25 too. I thought this match was awesome. It was excellent. It was great. Go and watch it. Just superb once again. Asuka's amazing. Io's amazing. It more so has to do with afterward the embrace. I got thinking like, okay, she's really leaving. Like this is it. But then it came out later that she's under like in 2024 she signed a multi-year deal, which they're speculating is a 5-year deal. So she still has like quite a few, like 3 years left, roughly. So it and they preface it saying that she has some family, some stuff, some business to take care of in Japan. So she's going to be gone for a while, and she's semi-retired for now. I would not expect her back for quite a long time. So who like would love to see her come back, and you know, but I want her to come back with a clear head and not not with other stuff going on in her personal life. I hope she's okay. But yeah, like this match was great.
And then we have John Cena's special announcement. He comes out in the suit and tie, which is still weird to see. At least in the wrestling bubble type of thing, because I know he's been doing this anyways. Like when he does like a Hollywood red carpet, but in the wrestling bubble, it's still weird to see him without the jorts and everything like that. I don't know if we'll ever get used to it. So, unless it's like a Hall of Fame or something, I guess. But he comes out, and we were all wondering, like, I don't really think a lot of people had high hopes for this announcement because obviously we were thinking it was just going to be something related to Club WWE. But it was a little bit better than we thought. You know, he talked about kind of his last match, how he was at peace with that, and he kind of wants to continue that tradition because that night it was, you know, all NXT stars versus WWE stars. He mentioned all the people that were on that show, like basically, are like focal points now on the main roster, except for Leon Slater because he's still stuck in TNA. But don't worry, he's gonna be out of there. He's gonna be out of there soon, and we'll get to see him more. Because TNA fucked up the partnership. And he announces he wants to make this like an annual thing. So he announces the John Cena Classic. It's gonna be an event where it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be NXT stars versus WWE stars, and but that's not the end of it. There's going to be a new championship called like the John Cena Classic Championship. And the way the champion gets crowned is it's a fan vote. Whoever impresses like the most, will get fan voted, and the winner of that will be like the John Cena Classic Champion. I imagine they're going to do like a women's one and a men's one. Like they'll have enough matches where you can vote on the men or the women's, and they'll do that. Overall, I think this concept's gonna work. In theory, it sounds pretty interesting. I don't know if I like the fact that you have to like fan vote the champion. I would have preferred like you fan vote who gets in, and then all the matches determine the champion. Unfortunately, with how the booking is with everything in WWE, I could see this just getting fucked up really badly. Just because the booking. We've had a lot of ideas that have been great in concept, but it seems like the TKO and Triple H in the booking just fucks it up. I could honestly see this getting fucked up really bad. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm interested in this. I would have just changed the concept a little bit because I don't mind the fan vote. It's just having the fan vote who gets the title just seems a little weird. I would have had fans vote who gets into the matches, and then whoever wins these matches, like, it determines as the champion, but whatever. Hopefully this concept can come out something good. We don't have a date for this event yet. I imagine they're going to work that around Cena's schedule because he's probably going to be, like, at the first show. But yeah, what do you think of John Cena's announcement?
I thought it was okay. Didn't really care for it. I think the whole John Cena Classic thing is weird. I like the premise, but like to have a fucking championship for it with his name plastered all over it, and then to have like the fans vote, which is not going to be genuine.
Yeah.
So they're not going to really let the fans pick.
No way.
Because they're going to pick.
They're gonna pick like if they really let the fans vote, they're
Gonna pick like the most goofiest person to win and make a joke out of the entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the point of it. Like, everyone complains about how there's so many titles in WWE, and that it's really like they need to trim down the titles, and then they go, oh, here's another one that fucking doesn't make a difference. Here you go.
I could say this being like the Crown Jewel belts, where they hype it all up like up until the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, and then we don't hear anything from it for like a year type of thing. So,
those Crown Jewel belts are stupid too. Also,
yeah. Well, like, and again, I feel like this could be good in concept. It's a great idea, but I think Triple H and his book is gonna ruin. I think the book is gonna ruin this completely, probably.
Just be
WWE versus NXT Invitational.
Yeah.
That's it. Winner gets a future championship match against either NXT superstar of their choice or main roster superstar of their choice.
Yeah.
For that,
Or what?
And you don't have to attach John Cena to it.
Yeah.
Like
So-
you can just do invitational, have the winner. Like obviously, if it's a main roster person that wins, like they go after a main roster title. But if it's an NXT superstar that wins it, they have the chance to then challenge for a main roster title if they want to.
I mean, maybe also guy reverse going down to NXT would be cool. Like they choose
But
that.
too, that was like a I don't know if it was like a Cody Rhodes or not like a Cody Rhodes, but like someone like that,
Yeah.
like near the top of the card, like a CM Punk or something like that. That would fucking do huge numbers in NXT.
I think what sucks about it too is we don't have like a date announced for this event. It seems like they're just working it around whenever Cena's available type of thing.
Yeah.
So so let's see. I don't have a lot of promise and hopes for this, but we'll see how this works. So then we had the main event. It was the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu was wearing the lei that Haku's what was it, his sister made for him type of thing, which was pretty cool. Yeah, this match was absolutely excellent. Jacob Fatu looked very strong in this match. In the beginning, he's really taking it to Roman Reigns. Nothing Roman Reigns is doing to him is really working. He spams the Target Death Grip a lot in this match. Roman Reigns hits several Superman punches, can't really get a near fall. He hits a spear. Fatu kicks out. Fatu hits the moonsault. Roman Reigns kicks out. And eventually, Fatu puts him in the Target Death Grip. And Roman Reigns basically has no way of getting out of it. So he shoves the referee. And in the midst of all this, he exposed the buckle. He slams Fatu into it. He spears Fatu. And he retains the World Heavyweight Championship. But he didn't look like a winner because Fatu recovers from this pretty quickly. And he absolutely murders Roman Reigns. He locked him in the Target Death Grip. And a bunch of officials are trying to go out there and pull him off. Jacob Fatu lays all of them out except for Jason Jordan because he can't take any bumps. And he tosses Adam Pearce out of the ring. And he beats up everybody. And yeah, Jacob Fatu looked like an absolute madman here. And it was absolutely awesome. I love the fact that they're going to continue this. What absolutely helps this is Roman Reigns' full-time schedule for this moment is really making this work because you don't have to just wait for Roman Reigns to show up. We got like kind of more of this the next night. This was a great way to end the show. And it made Fatu look like $1 million at the end of the night type of thing. I give this match like probably like 4.5 stars. I thought it was great stuff.
I gave it 4.5 stars too. I thought this match was great. It's showing more. We're getting more of a vicious, ferocious side to Jacob Fatu that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
The side that Roman Reigns and the Usos were worried about when, he was brought into the company. This is the side that they were worried about. The fucking crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Psycho. This is the
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. They needed to get signed off from Roman Reigns.
Mhm.
Like this is that version of Jacob Fatu, and he's a dangerous individual.
He is.
And it only gets worse for the cousins.
Oh yeah.
It's worse. It's the three of them, but I will get to that when we get to Raw. But I thought this match was great. The one thing I want them to do is stop fucking spamming the tongue and death grip.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't need to do it 6 times in a match or 6 times in a segment. Just do it one time.
Yeah.
Twice. Like, let's say, locks on the tongue and death grip. Roman then, breaks free. They wrestle for a little bit. He's exhausted. Boom. Lock it on again. Match over. Not lock it on 4 times in a row. And then he keeps breaking free and breaking free and breaking free because that means the fucking move is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mean anything.
But yeah, that was the end of Backlash. I thought it was a solid show. I'm gonna give it like a B. I don't think it's quite a great show, but it was solid. Had some good stuff on it. You know, I could. I mean, it's the typical complaints. I could do with a couple more matches on the show. I could deal without the ads and all that type of stuff, but still a solid show nonetheless.
I agree with you on that. Still a really good show. Maybe one more match could have done because it kind of felt like it flies by.
Yeah.
But to the other side of that too, it's not like a big four pay-per-view, so I don't mind it being less matches. But I can understand why you would want it to be at least one or two more matches.
Yeah, I think you could have fit another one in there. But and then the post show had some stuff on it. They had Roman Reigns give some comments and Jacob Fatu give some comments. They interviewed Danhausen, but he was only really out there to get some human monies, and he succeeded because once he got some human monies, he stole the Minihausen stole Corey Graves' watch. So once they kind of got that was enough human monies. Danhausen made it clear though he doesn't take $1 human monies. He doesn't take 5. He doesn't take 10. It's got to be like in the 20s to like the 50s human money range type of thing. So
Monies he can get.
yeah. Corey Graves was trying to bribe Danhausen to curse Peter Rosenberg. That probably needs to happen soon because this is where he brought this up, because you were confused. A few weeks ago, Danhausen cursed Stephen A. Smith, and you thought, the curse didn't work because the Knicks started winning, but I had to explain to you, no, that's not what happened. He lifted the curse on the Knicks, which caused the Knicks to win, but Stephen A. Smith is still cursed. So, I hope that eases your confusion and everything like that. So,
Does it?
Huh?
The curse is still there on Stephen A. Smith. It's just not on the Knicks anymore. Clearly not, because they've been dominating.
Yeah. So, and that's all Danhausen right there. You could talk about how it's the Knicks playing well, but once that curse got lifted off the Knicks, they've been doing really well recently. So, that's good. Unless you think it's bad, but whatever. But
Salty.
huh?
The Knicks, but I'm happy they eliminated Philly.
Because they're not cursed anymore. So,
I don't hate the players.
I hate the team.
Yeah. So how do you think the curse works, by the way? If you curse one player on the team, is the whole team cursed? Or do you think he had to, curse the whole team? How did that work?
I think the whole team, because if you curse one player, then they could just be a facilitator and just pass it to their teammate.
What if you curse the coach? Does that curse the whole team?
Ooh, that would be tough. Maybe the game plan would be all fucked up.
Yeah, so... and he went to,
He's 0 for 10 on the day and has 2 points that he made on the free throw line.
Yeah.
He could just dish it out to OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges or
Right.
Karl Anthony Towns or whatever and still be helpful to the team, but he himself is cursed.
Yeah. And then also, I want to make sure. I just want to make sure I mention this. Danhausen also made history last week because he's the first one to win an ESPN award, to win an ESPN Slammy and a WWE Slammy the same year. I think that's awesome. And he cursed everyone at ESPN that was there the day he went.
Because he's awesome.
Yeah. And go ahead.
He's awesome, that's why.
Yeah, and I want to make sure I mention this. Thank God he made it into the Hall of Fame this year because Big E mentioned, because he walked the red carpet and Big E himself inducted him, and he made the Hall of Fame this year. That's good.
He's still not on the trucks, though.
He's working on that.
I don't want to be
WWE if he doesn't get on those damn trucks.
He got his blimp at WrestleMania weekend, though. He got his own blimp.
He got everything.
Got everything so far.
Yep.
But
The face on the truck.
He did.
I wouldn't want to
Say that again?
be TKO.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um.
a little scary over there.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have to update you about Danhausen type of thing. Because you got to. He's somehow 10-0 in WWE, even though he's only had like 4 matches. He's 10-0 somehow. I think because he double counts like if it's a tag match, but like still I don't know how is he 10-0 if he hasn't had 10 matches.
I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm gonna get cursed.
And he still needs to win the Money in the Bank, so that way he can cash that in at the bank and get some human monies. He still needs to win Money in the Bank.
Like, imagine if a certain company was to have taken full advantage of him.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
Warrior? Ooh, that would have been crazy.
Yep.
Because he's the top throwers in WWE right now.
Yep.
Imagine if a certain company previously employed him would have done that.
Yep. Well, maybe they were afraid because he kept cursing everybody over there. So. Also, Sam Roberts tried to get his curse lifted, but he didn't have enough human monies to get himself uncursed by Danhausen. So. Huh?
that's too bad. That's really too bad.
Yeah. So. What do you think's next for Danhausen? Do you think do you think he's gonna win any championships or anything like that? You know, what do you think's next for him?
I think he's gonna become a huge star.
How many human monies do you think he's gonna get?
Billions.
Only 20s though. You know, only
20s. Yeah.
I think it's safe.
20s.
You know, because you're not gonna give him change. We know that, and then the only thing that might get you in trouble is if you give him like a $1 human money. I think I feel like that might get you in trouble.
Yeah, if he wants $20 in human monies, I will give him $20 in human monies because I don't want to get cursed.
I do have to ask, like, human monies. So, is there other money out there that's not human? Because he always says human monies. Is there other monies out there that's not human? Like, is there dog monies, or is there cat monies, or is there alien monies? What does he mean by human monies?
Maybe he's saying that because he's like he's a ghoul.
Yeah.
That's how he said. Maybe
Like a person would.
Yeah, maybe.
Human.
Now, Big E claims the only reason he said that Danhausen was in the Hall of Fame, like he said he was lying. He just didn't want to get cursed. Do you think that's going to get Big E in trouble? Because he said that like live on a podcast. Do you think he's going to get in trouble for that?
If I'm
Big E, I'd watch out.
So, so does that mean Danhausen actually did make the Hall of Fame? Because Big E said he lied.
And maybe it was just to get him through the weekend, just to make it.
So did Danhausen not make the Hall of Fame? Because he didn't go out at WrestleMania with the Hall of Fame class like every year. He didn't go out with them. So is he not in the Hall of Fame?
I think so. And if I'm Big E, I better watch out.
But yeah. But yeah, let's go through Raw though. I just wanted to make sure we got all the Danhausen out there because I want to make sure. Because, as you know, I get confused about this Danhausen stuff. I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't think it can make complete sense out of it. But I just want to make sure I understand.
yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if you understand. I think you just whatever Danhausen says goes.
Whatever Danhausen says goes.
Not overexposed though. Remember, Dave Meltzer said he was worried about him getting overexposed. That's not happening.
If he comes up to me and says, "Hey Chris, I need $20 in human monies. Do you have it?" I'd be like, "Yes, here it is."
What if you don't have like in 20s though? What if you only have it like in 10s or like in 5s?
I'm jumping off of the tallest building I could find.
What if it's too late? You already get cursed.
Damn it.
Because that curse works fat. All he has to do is just put those hands, get those hands up, and you're cursed.
Fuck.
Do you think he lifted it on Dom? He's been doing pretty well since after WrestleMania. Do you think
It's a
Dom?
curse that
Shit again.
fucking shithead needs to get cursed again.
But yeah, let's go through Raw.
So Raw was in Knoxville, Tennessee, this week on the campus of the Tennessee Volunteers. And I will say this, kind of surprising, we didn't see Kane.
No, he didn't.
It's kind of surprised because when I was like, oh, they're in Tennessee, like maybe Kane will be there because he was there the last time they were in Knoxville.
Was that when he like presented Bianca Belair like the key to the city or whatever? Was it that time?
It was that
Time.
Okay.
I was like, they were there like a few years ago when he was there.
Yeah. So.
Like, that
like very
very weird, but so the show opened up and they passed everyone walking in. They like do those walk-in things. They showed Paige and Brie Bella. I wonder what they're talking about though, because we never hear it. They could just be like moving their mouths,
Yeah.
and not really talking.
Could be the case.
And then that'd be really funny. And then they showed Obafemi backstage, and then Io Sky, being an awesome human being that she is, went and signed autographs with people, which is acceptable because that's the only fucking time you should be doing it.
Yeah.
When they're in their hotels, not when they're getting to their hotel, not when they're at the airport. No, at the arena, yes, feel free. And then they show Joe Hendry and the Profits. And then they said, because this was rumored to be a thing, that they were going to have an acknowledgement ceremony for Jacob Fatu to acknowledge the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And boy, did that go fucking wrong.
We expected that, but not as wrong as it went.
So they show up. They show a black SUV driving like 6,000 miles an hour into the arena. And out comes Roman Reigns. And he goes up to Pierce, and he looks kind of befuddled. He looks kind of pissed off, but befuddled. No championship. That's weird. And then he's talking to Pierce. He asks him where his title is. And then a referee randomly comes out and gives him the title. Out of nowhere. And then he basically says that he's going to make Jacob Fatu acknowledge him. And then he walks back into his locker room that he has for himself because he's the OTC. Overall, I thought it was a very interesting way to start the show. I liked it. It definitely, you could feel the tension in the air, that like when Roman showed up and Adam Pearce is out there, because Adam Pearce wants to fire him.
Yeah.
So, but Roman won't let him until he acknowledges him.
Yeah, I liked all this stuff. You know, I love the fact that Roman Reigns doesn't travel with the title. He I guess just mails it to whatever arena they're at, or they just take care of it somehow for him. I love the fact that when he pulls up, he's like right in front of his locker room already, so he doesn't have to walk too far. That's good. You know. But yeah, you know, the Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce thing was very intense. Because I don't know if you remember back when Roman Reigns was doing this gimmick, when Adam Pearce was like the full-time like GM of both shows. Like he was always very afraid of Roman Reigns, and I like that they've kept to that. I love the fact that, you know, they've explained like why Jacob Fatu is not going to get all these consequences behind him, because Roman Reigns won't let that happen. But yeah, all of this was good. I'm loving full-time Roman Reigns. I feel like I'm worried what happens when he goes back to his part-time schedule, because I think it's helping it's definitely helping Raw more so than SmackDown, because he's on Raw, but it's making the shows flow a lot better and everything.
Yeah.
It's definitely like, because you know when Roman's on the show, he's either going to open the show or close the show or both. So it kind of, in a way, like keeps people's attention.
And this time around, I think this was like the first week in a while where he was like kind of all over the show in a way.
As he should have been, because this is the main storyline on Raw right now.
Yeah. So, but let's continue to talk about Raw. There's other things that happen.
So the Vision were coming to the ring in full force with Theory, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman grabs the microphone in the ring and basically says that live from the inbred capital of Eastern Tennessee, welcome to Monday Night Raw. That got a bunch of boos. He's correct. But then, they start talking shit about Seth Rollins and about how that he wasn't ready to take the wisdom from Paul Heyman and all this shit, and they keep talking shit. And then they start talking about the Street Profits and Joe Hendry, and Austin Theory brings up how Bianca Belair is not going to be able to pay the bills anymore because she is currently pregnant, and she was the moneymaker basically for the group, and that brought out the Street Profits. Surprisingly, to an extent, that the Street Profits didn't get a bigger reaction.
Yeah.
Unless if you were a Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, or an Io Sky, you weren't getting a reaction, which
No.
seems to me, it seemed very odd. I don't know if it was different in the arena, but it felt like very quiet. And considering the fact that Bianca is a native Tennessean, you would think that by de facto of marrying her, he would get the reaction. He didn't get the reaction until he said that Knoxville, Tennessee, which I feel like was very disrespectful to him.
Joe Hendry got a big reaction too, but that's because he's saying that fire Logan Paul sawed.
So they come out and they start, promo battling back and forth. And then Logan starts to talk and he's getting fucking booed. And he starts to say his name. And who appears? Joe Hendry. With another, he went Logan, and then Hendry was like, Paul, can we fire Logan Paul? And that was so perfect. It was so perfect the way. It was outstanding. I love the symmetry, or whatever the fuck it's called, how that played right into it. It was awesome. And so they went to commercial break with Joe Hendry doing his hit of, can we fire Logan Paul? And then Corey Graves trying to defend him and say, can we admire Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I thought that was wicked funny.
Michael Cole loves this song too. I love how he's getting into it and everything like that.
He was very into it.
I'm surprised he didn't get up and start fucking cheering with Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
So they went to commercial break, and then we come back from commercial break, and we start off the actual match portion of the show with a 6-man tag match. It's the World Tag Team Champions Division with Braun Breaker as their tag partner with Paul Heyman at ringside versus the Street Profits and Joe Hendry. I thought overall this match is pretty good. Everyone here seems to have some really good chemistry so far, because they've been kind of going back and forth, and the match is really good overall. But of course, in the Triple H era, nothing can ever really finish anymore. So Seth comes out. He entered into the crowd. You knew it was a babyface because the crowd was starting to erupt, because someone was coming through the crowd. Obviously, it was Seth Rollins. He was waiting in front of the announce table, kind of in front of, I think it was Montez, and he, as Braun Breaker was getting ready to do his spear, he runs around the corner. Seth Rollins to the camera. Everyone knew it was Seth because the crowd went crazy. Just decks Braun Breaker with a spear. No spear, the clothesline, and that led to then Seth kind of going to the other side to where Austin Theory was. Theory tried to hit him, missed him. Seth decks him, and then Joe Hendry rolls him up for the 1-2-3. Winner by pinfall by roll up, the Street Profits and Joe Hendry. I thought this match was very good, really good opener. I like Seth getting involved. I thought that was really like key for the storyline going forward.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. They kind of set up a tag title match with Logan Paul and Theory versus the Street Profits. This continues the Seth Braun Breaker feud. After the match, I don't know if you're going to get to it, they, Seth kept attacking them, and then eventually, Braun Breaker went to spear Seth, but he accidentally speared, Angelo Dawkins, so that kind of continues, the distrust between, the Street Profits and Seth Rollins, which is a good way to kind of do that, because,
that to me was
interesting because Seth kind of cleared the ring, and then he went back
to help up Angelo, and Angelo took his hand, and then he got up. He helped him up.
Yeah.
And then Braun comes in. He's about to spear Seth, and then Seth, you would think that it would be the other way around, where, Angelo kind of pushes Seth out of the way to kind of continue that. But instead, Seth, just pulls Angelo in front of the way, and he gets the shit speared out of him.
Yeah, so... I thought all of this came together very well. I imagine that Clash, we're going to get another Seth Braun Breaker match. Maybe with the stip added to it, Seth will finally get the win there, and then maybe do one more match, with another stip or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a 6-man, maybe another multi-man match with Seth and the Street Profits versus the Vision, and then Seth. Yeah,
but I think there's going to be shenanigans in that tag match, though.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because I do think the singles match might come first, and then the tag match might come later.
Yeah,
there might be some.
I mean, they announced on Saturday night's main event, Paul and Theo are defending the World Tag Team titles against the Street Profits. I imagine there'll be some type of Seth and Braun shenanigans in that match that caused the Street Profits to lose. So
I do think so. I do think that something's going to happen there. I felt or it could be Seth helps them win, and that kind of unites them.
Yeah, because I think that'd be good for them too.
But at the same time, it's they're the baby faces. Why do they have the advantage?
Because Bronson Reed's hurt.
Or Bronson Reed's not supposed to come back for months.
Yeah, so
February.
Yeah,
it'd be out for
At least until the fall.
So I don't. That to me is there's a disadvantage there. But by the time that Bronson comes back, this feud's gonna be over.
maybe not. You never know.
That is true. But at the same time, I think for the time being, I do think they need to add another member to the Vision.
Yeah, we'll see who that is. Well, they're working on that. Just not gonna be a member we want, as we'll talk about later in the show. So,
not for ring purposes either.
Yeah.
But
all this was very good. So,
I liked everything in that, so far in the first half or a little over half the show so far.
Yeah.
And backstage, we had Adam Pearce talking with the original El Grande Americano and the other Los Hermanos Americanos, Bruto and Julio Credo.
Julius and Brutus Creed. Let's get that right. You're not falling for that. I'm not falling for that this time.
Kidding me? They have masks on. I can fucking tell.
Come on, man. I understand. Rio and Bravo. Those could be real luchadors. The El Grande Americano thing, but they literally attacked the Ludwig El Grande Americano at AAA, and then all of a sudden that's totally Brutus. They don't even have the mask on all the way or anything like that. You can't be fooled by this.
Real. Come on. That's clearly different people.
Come on. Why are you fooled by this? I don't understand. This is the thing that gets you, not the other stuff. This is what gets you.
Come on.
Damn,
this is two different.
It's not
The same name.
Yeah, Julio Queen. I wonder who that is. What's that in English, Chris?
Can't be Julius.
It is. And then Bruto Queen. I wonder what that is. Wonder who that is.
Brutus, because again, these two different people with two different tag teams.
They're twin brothers. There's like, hey, can you? We don't speak Spanish, but can you come and help us? It's like, yeah, let's do it.
You know what? We will visit this after May 23rd.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Uh,
You might be right.
but then Dirty Dominic Mysterio shows up, and he brings with him his slut skank whore, of course. And then they start making fun of him, and then Pierce goes, "You know what? Let's put the Mega Championship on the line." And Dirty Dum Dum wasn't too happy about that, but it didn't matter anyways because that happened. It's the first time in WWE history that the Mega Championship will be defended on WWE TV, and it got a nice little video package both times, showing the history of the Mega Championship, narrated by Corey Graves, because he is the English language commentator for AAA, so it made sense. But I do feel like they rushed this by a week because the way they were talking about it was like weird, like it was already an established thing.
Right, yeah.
Could have announced the match, done the video package, and then had the match next week.
Yeah. I will say, too, another history making thing, now the AAA title is the only belt to be defended both on AEW programming and WWE programming. You know, because the AAA and AEW partnership was going on, around that time. It was defended on, like, Dynamite and Rampage. And I'm pretty sure Collision, but I'm not sure. I think, like, one of the Darks it was probably defended. Yeah, it was one of the Darks, because I remember Kenny faced, I think, Kip Sabian, and that was on Dark. So, that's a pretty cool fact that, like, that's the only title that's been defended on AEW and WWE programming.
They were in a partnership at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't stealing their talent.
No, they weren't.
So and then Pierce went, "Oh, okay," and then walked off and went and saw that Angel and Berto were there, looking for an opportunity that he wanted to discuss with them, and he was like, "Okay, let's go talk in my office." I don't think this is I don't think later on. I don't think that's the opportunity that they were talking about. And then they cut to Penta because he had a promo segment that was next. So they come back from that, and Penta is in the ring because he's going to face Ethan Page, and it was a really good. It was a very good segment.
Yeah.
I liked it, and then Rusev came out, and yeah, it was. And then Javon Evans came out after that. It's really just a really good segment. Go watch a pretty good segment, and that led into a Rusev versus Javon Evans match.
Ethan Page was trying to throw Javon Evans under the bus, saying that Javon Evans said all this stuff about Rusev, which I don't think Javon Evans said any of those things. And then, yeah,
Shit stirrer, that.
Huh?
He's a shit stirrer, Ethan Page.
Yeah, but I'm liking Ethan Page on the main roster so far. I think he's done very well. He's been very good on the mic. I hope he's the next Intercontinental Champion because they set up the Saturday night's main event match with Penta and Ethan Page. Will Ethan Page win the belt on that show? I don't think so. I think they're gonna do the 4-way match that they're trying to set up with Rusev, Javon Evans, Penta, and Ethan Page, and Ethan Page will win it like in that match. But Triple H doesn't want to do that match right now because he tells everything in like a snail's pace. He can't just do the fucking 4-way match and just be easy. He's got to do all these other fucking matches first before we get there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Remember in NXT, like, when Shawn wanted to do that 4-way match with Shawn Spears, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams? He didn't fucking wait for that. That match came together in a few weeks. It was able to come together quite nicely. That didn't really happen on the main roster.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Also,
you have to like take fucking 10 right turns to get there.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, hey, we can't just do point A to point B.
No.
B, point C, point D, point E. Like, it's like, can we fucking stop?
Because you know what's going to happen? There's going to be a big splash finish. Rusev's going to come out. And if they're both going to be at Saturday night's main event anyways, just have them just have the 4-way match. You know, that way everything's nice and easy. Because we're probably not going to get the 4-way match at Clash in Paris, so we'll probably have to wait another month. And it's just like, why do we have to wait so long? Oh, that's right, because Triple H will only book like 5 matches on a pay-per-view, so we have to wait so long for this stuff.
Yeah. Stupid.
So, but let's continue. The segment itself is fine. It's just one of those Triple H booking annoyances that you can't avoid.
You can't, yeah. So, Rusev versus Javon Evans. Surprisingly, lots of chemistry between these two.
Yeah.
They really work well together. Rusev goes for the Machka kick and goes for the pin, but is kicked out. And they're shocked because why? That move has literally never won a match ever.
Never.
To me, is like the same vein as the side effect for Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Like, he hits the side effect, and every single time they're shocked that everyone kicks out at 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? And then he goes for the accolade, but doesn't. He moves out of the way. Javon Evans hits the red dot, which is the springboard somersault kick thing. That's fucking awesome. Love that move. And then OG Cutter for the win. Looks so crisp on Rusev, too. And for the win. Javon Evans is getting a huge push right now and fucking deserves it. He's a franchise builder for this company.
Yeah, I think so.
He's amazing. He's had a couple of losses, but they haven't really, like, set him back.
No.
He's like a franchise builder for this company right now.
Yeah. I think after Ethan Page has like a good title reign, he's the next IC champion, I think.
I think so too.
You know. But yeah, you know, this match was very enjoyable. Okay with Javon winning because he has, like I said, he's been taking a couple of big losses recently, and they've been making Javon look real good on the main roster. I like that they're just continuing his momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, like I do think this is. I do think he's getting it eventually. I just don't think it's right now. The IC title.
He's young enough where like he can
like 20.
Yeah.
He's like made it to WWE, I think, faster than anyone else.
Right. So
pretty hard in terms of like main roster.
Yeah.
He's 20.
There's really no rush with him.
No.
There's not many. I guess probably Paige, I would think, was she the youngest?
Probably, yeah.
Because I think because Teddy Hart was the youngest like ever signed to WWE at that time.
Oh, Nicholas.
But I think, well, not really signed, but like real active competitors.
Yeah.
Like he is the youngest champion ever because he fucking won. But and I don't think the record ever will be beaten. Right. But like in terms of like competitors, I think Teddy Hart was the first youngest, and I think Paige, and I think Javon Evans is after that.
Yeah, because I think Rene Dupree, wasn't he like 20 when because he was pretty young, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Rene Dupree also. It's like it's tough to kind of because I think they're all like in that range of like 19, 20.
Yeah. So.
But it's just crazy to show you that he's been in WWE for like a couple of years and he's fucking 22 years old.
Yeah, and he's thriving too.
And that's like insane.
Yeah. Well, how old were the Hardys? The Hardys were pretty young too.
These were pretty young too. Well, Jeff was like 16.
So,
like,
I mean, he wasn't
like
winning.
Not legal.
Yeah, he wasn't winning belts.
Doing job matches.
Yeah, he wasn't winning belts or anything like that, but he was like pretty young. So,
Hardys have.
But they weren't like in that category. Though.
Yeah.
So like 20s.
But yeah, let's continue talking about Raw. This segment came off very well. I'm happy for Javon Evans.
They showed the Tennessee Volunteers ringside with their championship, and then they did they went over the history of the Mega Championship, and they went into what people thought was a permanent goodbye, which was Io Sky was backstage with Asuka, and they talked about it, how she wanted someone to be able to take the mantle and carry on, like, her, I guess, her legacy or whatever. I don't know if that was quite it, but like something similar to that. And they had a nice little heartwarming embrace, and Asuka left with her bags. But we found out later on she's just going back to Japan to deal with family matter. It was very sad. This segment was, because it just really sad. But
Yeah, it is.
I hope like everything's good with Asuka and everything, and that she can come back. Relatively soon.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's far from done. But she's considered like semi-retired right now.
Yeah, which is just insane, yeah.
But yeah, that was a really kind of like a sad segment. But and then they hyped up the match that was going to happen later on, which was Io Sky versus Sol Ruka, which is like an insane match to get.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, getting a match like that on Raw. So
that's like a main event of like a PLE.
Yeah, for sure.
That we got on
Yeah.
on an episode of Raw.
Yeah, I love that.
But then the Brie Bella and Paige were next. They had a segment calling out Judgment Day. I'm not just don't even watch this.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's not even bad. It's fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
The crowd didn't react to any of it. Didn't really need the personal shots at Paige. That was not really necessary.
Yeah, they were mentioning like, oh, you're gonna have another scandal and all that stuff. Like, she hasn't had any of that stuff in like years. What the hell are they talking about there? Type of thing. So,
And then like Roxanne cut like an uninspiring. I didn't want to be a Bella. Like, okay, I don't care. I do not fucking care. You should be a babyface right now.
Yeah, but Triple H just fucked that up.
Not fucking being a lackey in the Judgment Day. Not being the third person in a group.
Yeah.
Clearly very much the third person. Not even like, oh, it's 1, 2, 3, and they're kind of equal. It's Whore Morgan at the top, useless Raquel, and then it's Roxanne.
Yeah, which is the opposite of how that should work.
Like, first of all, and this whole dynamic is fucked, because it should be Roxanne should have turned already.
Yep. She
should be a babyface and should be a Finn. Not have her turn on her, which I fucking called because I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, this is interesting. But I was like, I can't wait for her to turn on Finn tonight. Oh wait, I fucking called that. And I fucking knew it was happening.
And it's what we said, by the way, was gonna. When WWE wants to turn somebody babyface, they take the fucking time. They wasted no time into like saying, "Hey, Roxanne's just gonna stay heel." They had to stay heel the next week and just turn on Finn.
Like, it's just like the simple thing would have been, if you wanted to continue it, it's she comes out later that night, and when Liv gives her the weapon it was, don't have her use it.
Yeah.
Have her contemplate using it, and then whatever, and then Liv gets mad. She takes it from her. She hits Finn, and then JD wins.
Yeah, that would have been much better.
Yeah, JD or Dom, whoever the match was, wins the match. Not have Roxanne do it, because now it's okay. There's some mistrust being built after she said she trusted her 100%. Except for, nope, They just went, Triple H went, yeah, fuck that. Let's just have her turn on him that night. And I fucking knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
So predictable. Predictable Paul. PP. Predictable Paul.
Yeah, for sure. It's so annoying.
But
and it's
only
and instantly she's a third wheel already, like you said.
clear as fucking day. Clear as day. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, you have this prodigy for no, you know, great wrestler, and she's being fucking, like, completely irrelevant in a group where the other two are clearly more important than her.
Yeah, which is stupid.
When one of them...
So when that person comes back, whether it's Liv or
Raquel, she becomes a third wheel again.
Yep.
And on top of that, not only did this segment fucking suck and no one cared, but of course, Horror Morgan has to get involved. Because why? No one knows why. And then they do a shitty beatdown.
Well, Liv did nothing in the beatdown, really. Just did the code breaker, and then that was it.
Then they hit the music, and no one made a fucking sound.
Yep.
You could hear a fucking pin drop in the arena. Horrible. No one's over in this feud, by the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because Paige just came back and she's already kind of not over, which sucks. So, you know.
Like the second week in a row now where the audience is not even remotely cheered Paige, too.
Yeah. And she got like one of the bigger pops of night one of Mania, so that's really disappointing. So.
Just everything about this segment was mismanaged.
Yeah, for sure.
And
what a surprise too! Like the show fucking takes a turn once Liv shows up on screen. So
because it always does. It always does. She's being
forced down our throats every single fucking week, and she's not even fucking good.
Yeah, it's just
she's
nothing.
Not even good.
It's just nothing going on right now. No title match set up on nothing. You know, so
makes it perfect too because Stephanie, like we've been away for a while, but yeah, Stephanie has an AC joint injury, AC joint sprain, so she's gonna or torn, I forget one of the two, but it's an AC joint injury, and she's gonna be out for a significant amount of time. She's gonna be out months.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to continue this feud after WrestleMania, fucking Roxanne face.
Yeah.
Fucking not that.
fucking do it.
Yeah, that's
Really
hard. It's actually pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's really simple, actually. You just fucking do it.
For sure.
And so that after that horrendous segment, they cut to Roman Reigns backstage in his locker room, and
with all those waters.
Oh my god! Every fucking time it's become a meme now. It was like that way during the original Bloodline run. It was like every time they would cut back to Roman Reigns, it felt like there was like 16 more waters were added.
I feel like they just keep adding more water. I don't understand why they need. I don't understand why they need that many waters too. Because like it's only 3 people that go in there, type of thing. Like why do they need all that water?
Like before, when there was like Roman and Paul Heyman and the Usos and Sammy and Solo, and you need all that water in there. Because they all might get thirsty. There's 3 fucking people in there.
Well, 2 tonight. Shane didn't even go in there tonight.
Like, I felt like that was like a running gag every time during the original Bloodline segments, where it was like back in the original Bloodline days, where it was like there'd be like 2 bottles of water, and then the next segment there'd be like 6 bottles of water, and then there was like.
The water amount keeps going up.
Yeah. Do you think they ever, I bet you they never drink those waters.
They look untouched.
It'd be funny if it's like the same waters for the original Bloodline days. All expired water.
Oh my god. Dead.
And then Jimmy takes a sip. No, then Roman takes a sip and he just like goes into the hospital and like that he has to vacate the title. Because he drank bad water. He drank expired water.
Gross.
Do you think
Jimmy was
Do you think there's water in there though? There might not be water in there.
happy. Might be glue or something.
Yeah.
Or what? Because it remains the same level.
Could be hand sanitizer in there. That's the same.
It could be hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But they, like Roman's very dead set on, Jacob acknowledging him, or he's going to beat the acknowledgement out of him. Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So they show Io Sky, and they fucking do this all the time. They show Io walking backstage, and then they cut to break, and they come back.
Yeah.
And then they talked about they showed the video package for Sol Ruca of her last week, where she was in the segment with Becky Lynch, and she ducked the right hand and Adam Pearce had to get punched in the face. Shocker, they didn't follow that up from last week.
No, they didn't.
So Io Sky versus Sol Ruca. Just go and watch the match. It was great.
It was.
But you could tell kind of in the beginning there was a Sol Ruca kind of looked a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And you could kind of, I mean, I think in due time, I think that will go away. But she's only like 4 years into the business, which is fucking crazy. But Io ended up getting the win when Sol went for the Sol Snatcher, but she caught her. It was like a really unique, like, she went for the Sol Snatcher. She like did the Sol Snatcher, but like Io caught her in like a pinning combination at the same time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like that was I thought that was really awesome, and that ended up getting Io the victory. Post match, they embrace and whatnot. And they do the arm raising thing with each other. The point.
Yeah. I think this all came off well because this gives Io still a win without Sol getting damaged too much from it. It's a nice clean win. And Sol hasn't looked bad in like any of her appearances. You know, she showed up in the night to her debut. She got screwed out of it by Zarya. She got to lay out Becky last week, and then here, like, you know, she lost because of a roll up because Io Sky was like more experienced. This makes sense too because like Io Sky really can't take a loss right now. She just had like a big win against Asuka, so that kind of I think would have hurt Io Sky actually more if she took the loss. I'm guessing they're gonna do a triple threat match for the women's IC title. To kind of keep it, yeah. Well, you know,
really see.
Maybe with Stephanie out, they'll have Io like be the one to feud with Liv because that would be an easy program, and hopefully maybe they can have Io win the belt back.
Yeah,
which won't happen because it's Liv.
No, they won't. They won't do that. She has to be forever.
Well, I feel like too, Liv is just gonna hold on to this title and like never like defend it
because she never fucking wrestles. Period.
Yeah.
She's fucking hurt. Have her drop the fucking belt and be away.
Yeah.
Like, having her be there every week and doing nothing and having have fucking useless, stupid segments every week is not going to make it better.
No, not at all. But let's continue talking about Raw.
So they go backstage and Jay is just anxious and pacing back and forth because he's very worried about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He is very anxious, very nervous about what's going to happen. So he's kind of pacing back and forth. No Jacob yet. And that was like a running thing where it was like they kept like showing backstage. And I already talked about that. The Street Profits and Seth Rollins had a segment where Montez basically said, stay away from us. Even though Seth wants to kind of mend the fences, Montez doesn't. He walks away. And then Angelo just kind of stands there, kind of goofily for some reason. And instead of saying, like, hey, because it looks like Angelo wants to, like, kind of mend the fences with Seth, but Montez has no interest.
Yeah.
And it was like instead of Angelo going, "Hey, I'll go talk to Tez, like I'll get him to come around to you again," or like whatever. Instead, he just like stood there awkwardly, like smiled and walked away.
I mean, I can
I was
understand.
like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "What is it like? Like what? Like?"
But I can understand that though because it was because of Seth he got speared. So like I can understand why he's in the middle with all that and everything like that.
Why Montez would be pissed.
Because his best friend just got fucking speared, but like looks like Angela was in like the one wanted to make peace.
Yeah.
So like I don't know why he just didn't go, "I'll go talk to Tez and then we'll straighten this thing out." Like just give him something to say instead of standing there awkwardly.
Yeah. For sure. Maybe he was high.
So they show Obafemi like walking backstage. She's gonna come out next for his his open challenge. Then they showed Io and Sol Ruka backstage, and then Io says that Sol's going to be the future of the business, yada yada, and she was really impressed with her. And then Becky Lynch comes up, and then she basically calls her Io Giannetti, which doesn't fucking make any sense whatsoever.
Not at all.
Said that, I was like, that's not even fucking remotely close.
Yeah.
If you not in poor taste, but like if you said that about Kairi Sane, yeah, I could see that. But like they weren't gonna do that. But like, why the fuck even say that anyway?
It's just, it's very odd. Yeah.
If you think of it too, like like Marty did nothing afterwards. He had one Intercontinental title reign. He managed to fuck that up too.
Yes.
Like not even close.
No.
Oh,
Like, wow, that's not even remotely close to what she is.
it's more like Io Michaels, if anything. It's more like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, for sure. I guess
That was like.
I was like, what?
It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's not even close to what Io is.
I guess they'll talk about because like Rio just broke up and Rio's been more successful, but Rio hasn't even been broken up for that long. Like Io's doing pretty okay right now. She just beat Asuka. She just beat Sol Ruka. It's like Io's doing fine.
Because they both won the tag titles.
Yeah.
They just won the tag titles.
So Obafemi came out, and then Adam Pearce comes out and says that there's no challenges because no one wants to face you, and that upsets Obafemi, and he goes backstage and he's like, "No one wants to challenge me, huh?" And he looks and he's pissed, and he sees Angel and Berto, and he fucking beats the living fucking piss out of them.
Yeah.
I don't even know how this can be a match because he just beat the shit out of them before they could even get to the ring. And then by the time they get to the fucking ring, they're already unconscious. So how the fuck are they?
Because Oba told the referee to ring the bell, and are you gonna go up against Obafemi and not win the bell? So.
No, and then run away.
Yeah.
So he just fucking beats the piss out of even more.
Yeah, it was not a good day to be Los Gozas.
He hits the fall from grace, and he fucking just squashes him in seconds.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, this is weird. Why them? Like that's like, and then this is now even like after the show, like, Angel posted like some cryptic fucking message on Twitter. I think they're getting released.
Probably, yeah.
Or
It hasn't been granted yet, but I think they're gone. Like I was shocked they weren't a part of the last part of releases.
Yeah. Good way to get over. The open challenge has been okay so far. I kind of hope he gets like a real opponent type of thing. I feel like this open challenge is just going to keep him busy because I imagine they have big plans for him, like winning one of the two world titles at SummerSlam. He'll probably win King of the Ring if they do it this year. So I imagine they just need something to keep Oba busy. It's a good way to keep Oba on the show. I hope he can have like a real opponent. Because I feel like they should showcase that he actually like is more capable of doing more than just like squashes. So hopefully he can get like a real opponent, like maybe get Omos. That would be cool. I don't know if he could get Omos up for like the fall from grace is the problem, but like, they were able to kind of make it cool with Otis because he like did it from the corner and stuff. Maybe bring somebody back for like a one-off, like maybe get like a Braun Strowman for like a one-off type of thing. Since I think he could do something with him. And Braun's been talking a lot of shit, so I think he needs to get humbled a little bit, showing that Oba's actually more than what Braun says he is. So hopefully they can get some, maybe get some big talent from NXT that are pretty big. So hopefully, they can make this Open Challenge more of a thing. The first two opponents I didn't really expect would be anything special, but hopefully he could actually like get like a real opponent out of it and everything like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And then they go backstage and they show like Dirty Dumbo Mysterio, and JD McDonough walking with him to go to the ring, and out of fucking nowhere, Finn Balor comes out of nowhere and fucking just obliterates JD McDonough.
Yeah,
like he I thought he was gonna pop his fucking big gigantic head like a balloon.
Yeah.
He fucking hit him so hard. His head smacked up against the carrying case. I was like, holy fucking shit.
He destroyed him, yeah.
Fucking hit him so fucking hard. He beat the living shit out of him. And and then Finn is just like, after he beats the shit out of him and Dom does nothing, he just stands there and goes, you got a match to go to, pal.
Like with that great like baby fist like Gwen would have on his face like back in the old days and everything like that too. Like
you got to do it alone. Like that was, oh my god, that was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm laughing.
Oh, I've loved it. Finn is back to the old ways like on Instagram and everything like that too. He posted like a video like the other day of like him walking by Dominic and JD McDonough, and he like flipped him off, and then like JD flips him off, and then oh my gosh, the troll Finn Balor on Instagram and social media is back again because he posted like another video of JD with the bobblehead. So Finn Balor being the baby face is awesome again.
Great. It's really been like a career revitalization too, and he's back to the trunks.
Yeah,
and he's he gets a huge reaction like every week.
Yeah,
this is like this is the Finn Balor like everyone missed. Like with Ken, like this is the Finn Balor that everyone remembers. Like the heel Finn Balor was good and the theme song was awesome, but this is Finn Balor.
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, this feud probably should have been over though. Like after Mania, because he beat Dom as the Demon. I don't really know where you go from there. Now that the Roxanne Perez babyface turn didn't happen, like okay, there was really no reason to continue this, but whatever. There's really nothing else, I guess, for Finn Balor to do on Raw, I guess, except this, I guess. So
he hasn't beat him as Finn Balor yet, and he beat him as the Demon.
Yeah, that's
kind of like my thinking of it is like he beat him as a demon, but he hasn't beat him as himself yet.
Yeah.
So that led into the AAA Mega Championship match with Dirty Dominic Mysterio against Original El Grande Americano. Very good match. It was going good, and then there was like a million times interference, so it kind of got clusterfucky at the end. And then El Grande Americano, Ludwig, helped Dominic Mysterio beat the Original El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
Which kind of like is a throwback to their alliance that they had before the original before the Ludwig version of El Grande Americano got massively over in Mexico.
Yeah.
They were in that heel alliance, and he hit the Dom hit the 619 and the frog splash for the win. I thought this match was very good. It got like pretty clusterfucky at the end, but I thought it set up the mask versus mask match with El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano.
Yeah. All good stuff right here. You know, I still like the fact, that it's flipped. The Ludwig one's the baby face in Mexico, and the OG's the heel, and then here it's reversed. Even though it feels weird, because I feel like some weeks in the USA, it depends on the crowd. Like this week, the Ludwig one was definitely a heel, but like I'm pretty sure like a couple weeks ago when they did that 6-man match, the Ludwig one seemed more babyface in that match. And like the Rio and Bravo and everything like that. I do hope that he goes full face like after this mask versus mask match, but knowing Triple H, it's not gonna happen.
It should be because it's confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
Like to have the original be the face and El Grande Americano be the heel in the States, and then when they go down to Mexico, it's flipped. Like I just don't. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It should be heel, not heel face flipped.
Yeah.
Like in different countries.
Yeah. Like in Texas, I'm pretty sure they did something together, like in Texas in the stateside. And I think because Texas is close enough to like Mexico, they had Ludwig be the face that week.
Yeah, Ludwig was super over that week.
Yeah, so I'm just really worried though. Hopefully, they don't give the OG the win because Ludwig needs to stay with this gimmick because he's really turned this gimmick around like to the point where it's like a huge prospect in Mexico. I'm kind of hoping because they did this match like in America, this means that Chad's gonna lose the mask soon, and he'll just go back to being Chad Gable. Maybe he stays, he turns babyface from it, or he goes heel from it. Maybe he ends up being that fourth guy in the Vision because he'll be directionless, and that can get a fourth guy in there. But yeah,
it would. I'll say this right now. Between the two, I think Chad's going to be okay.
Yeah,
I think Chad. Gable and the Creeds can go back to being like heels and stuff. Like I think that feud should continue on both brands, and if the Ludwig version wins, like you could have it be like Chad Gable's pissed off because his identity was exposed.
Yes.
And unleashed a more vicious side of Chad Gable.
Yes. And I've talked about this with John and stuff. If the Ludwig one loses, when they do another round of cuts, he's going to be in the cuts if he's just Ludwig type of thing.
Don't think because he's over right now as El Grande Americano because it's a luchador. It's a luchador gimmick. Mexican, like that crowd loves luchadors. Mm-hmm. He's super massively over with the mask on. Do not take it off, Undertaker, Mark Calloway. Do not take it off. Like it is your moneymaker right now.
I don't think he will. If it was Triple H, we'd be having a different conversation. But I don't think Undertaker will.
It is the moneymaker right now in Mexico.
Yeah.
Two people who, out of nowhere, became absolute moneymakers for AAA were Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano, and I do not think they expected that.
Especially El Grande Americano, because remember, Chad Gable got hurt. Like that probably wouldn't have even happened if Chad Gable stayed with the gimmick. I feel like it would have stayed him heel. But then when Ludwig took the gimmick over, he really made that his own.
He did, and it wasn't even supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Because
Dale Vikingo was supposed to be the baby face.
He was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
AAA. And the crowd didn't accept it at the time because they were still massively like over with Alberto. And now that piece of shit is probably going to rot in prison for the rest of his life because he's a piece of shit scumbag. But that kind of soured the crowd's relationship with Vikingo. And that boosted up Dom and El Grande Americano to being like the top two baby faces in the company. And now it's like you take the mask off of him. It's like, is he going to be over as Ludwig Kaiser doing the Gunther theme?
No.
Like, no, not even remotely. So it makes sense because you take the, like, I agree with John 100%. You take the mask off of him, he's gone.
Yeah.
Take the mask off of Chad, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
He'll survive. He will still be over, and nothing will happen. Like, he'll just go back to being Chad Gable again.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
Which Chad Gable was. Like,
this, Kurt Angle type wrestler, Olympic level wrestler, that was over before. Now, you take the mask off of El Grande Americano, and he becomes Ludwig Kaiser, he's gone.
Yep.
Nothing. There's nothing there. They're not going to like it. So, it's to Taker's best interest for Ludwig Kaiser to win and to keep the mask because it not only sells out, he sells out arenas left and right down there. He is a merch, huge merch draw there.
Yeah. I know that I would be, I don't
I think they sell the masks down there.
yeah. I think they're gonna make the right choice. I think they'll give the Ludwig one the win.
The thing that like has me worried the most because both of them have been so great in this role that like they just have to make the right decision.
Yeah.
And go with Ludwig.
But we'll see. We have a week, so
It's gonna another segment is interesting but also sucks. So Jackie Redmond is talking with the tag champs, and Logan Paul is pissed off because he wants to change it. He does not like the fire Logan Paul. Why the fuck would he? Chance, he's like, no, we went over this. This is supposed to be admire Logan Paul. And he's like, if I have to hear this song one more time, I'll Van Gogh myself and cut off my ear. I thought that was wicked funny.
Yeah.
And then he goes, all right, let's go. Let's just get out of here. So he gets in the car. I don't know where he sat, but probably front seat because he disappeared. And they're walking to the SUV, and Theory is still talking to Jackie Redmond, opens the door, and who do we see? Maxime Dupree is sitting in the middle section of the car on the passenger side. And then the camera kind of cuts away like seconds later. So I don't know if that was like kind of like that, ooh, Maxime's in the car, or like, oh shit, we didn't mean to show her. Then the Theory gets in the car, they shut the door, they go to whatever steakhouse they're going to, because I said they wanted to go to a steakhouse. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I don't even know what she can bring to the Vision. I guess it's something for her to do in terms of gimmick wise, but she was a babyface.
yeah.
It doesn't remotely make any sense.
Yeah, this has been weird. They've been teasing this for the last few weeks because, like, you'll see, like, her talking with, like, a member of the Vision like off in the distance, because for some reason Triple H loves his off in the distance segments. I think what makes this worse is like it's not brought up ever on the show. Like this was, you could clearly see this was the case. The commentators didn't bring this up, nothing. And it's also a lame way for Triple H to long extend storylines. Like no one's really gonna care when Maxine Dupree does join the Vision, so why does it matter? And it's not gonna really make a difference, like you said, like because you know, she really can't put anything in like the wrestling side of things. She could be like the manager, but that's what Paul Heyman's for, and he's gonna be much better at it than her anyways. And it just it just isn't gonna land. And if she goes heel, Otis and Tozawa are like fucked. They'll definitely be in the next round of cuts because Alpha Academy will basically be dead if she leaves Alpha Academy. So it's like
100%.
So I don't understand. And you know, that's another tag team gone. It's like what you know, the Alpha Academy formula works. I don't know why they want to mess with that. Maxine Dupree being this heel in the Vision just isn't gonna work. It's not gonna do anything for anybody.
I mean, it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. So, and again, it's a Triple H has told us it's a snail place. For some reason, we talked to this. He loves his like, oh my gosh, the segment's going off in the distance. We can't see a category, and we don't see anything about it for like months. Like, remember they were doing this sometimes with like the New Day. They would have arguments and all that type of stuff, like off in the distance, and then like nothing would come of it for weeks. So it's like, you know. Because Triple H is going to tell everything at, like, a snail's pace. Again, I don't mind long-term storytelling, but, like, everything's just done at, like, a snail's pace. We can't just fucking, like, you know, if you want to put Maxine Dupree in the Vision, like, do you really need to wait this long? Like, is anyone going week to week on the show, like, oh my gosh, Maxine Dupree was in the car with them, and what that's about? No, like, no one cares. Nobody cares.
Literally no one.
Yeah, like... No one talked about it afterwards. Like, no one mentioned it. It hasn't been a meme or anything like that we've seen. So, like, no one's like, no one's talking about it. So,
yeah.
You know,
I don't like them. They're stupid now.
Who?
Off in the distance segments.
Yeah, it's because most of the time, also nothing comes of them most of the time. So, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was cool at the beginning because it was new and it was a cool way to keep stories going. But now they're just so now there's just nothing.
It just does. It does nothing for me anymore.
Yeah. With the social media age, too, we shouldn't even be having these type of segments. Like, upload that shit fucking on YouTube so we can see what they're talking about. Like, we don't need these segments anymore. So.
But anyways, we get to the best segment of the night.
Yeah.
Best part of the show. It's the acknowledgement ceremony. Roman and Jimmy hit the ring, and they do this with Roman a lot. Where it's like he gets halfway down the ramp, does the ones to the sky, and then they cut to the commercial. They do it all the time.
That's how long his entrance is.
And then he does the crowd's going crazy for him, and he does the, you know, Knoxville, Tennessee, acknowledge me. And when he does that, they cut backstage, and there's a car that's driving up, and it's Jacob Fatu. And Jay Uso, like, gets out, and Jay warns him. Jacob, don't do anything stupid. Jacob. He says it about fucking 25 times. God, if I was Jacob Fatu, I would have fucking beat the shit out of him also, too.
Well, he did.
Exactly, but, like, he after, like, the 10th time he did.
Yeah.
Jacob, don't do anything stupid. Jacob. He must have said it 10 times.
Mm.
And eventually, when they get to Gorilla, he stands in front of him, and Jacob just fucking headbutts him and starts punching him. I was like, I would have done the fucking same thing, too. This annoying little fuck.
Yeah.
The fuck up.
So now Jacob comes out to the ring, gets down to the ramp, and Jimmy comes up. He tries to talk to him, and he just fucking beats the crap out of him too. And there was no acknowledgement ceremony. I'll put it that way.
Oh, he acknowledged. Roman Reigns had to acknowledge something. He had to acknowledge the beating that he was fucking taking.
They just start beating the crap out of each other. Jacob gets the upper hand, hits the tongue and death grip a few times. Fucking hate it, but whatever. He's psychotic, licks the title again, and then goes to leave. And he kind of stops, just was throwing officials around too and whatnot. During the beatdown, he stops. The crowd's yeeting because the Usos finally were there.
Yeah.
Took him long enough.
They
I was like,
dead or something because
like Jay got headbutted and punched like 3 times.
Yep.
It was dead. Like, okay, it's been like 15 minutes. Like, you gonna come out now? So Jacob gets a full head of steam and just fucking plows into his cousins. Just obliterates the fuck out of them. And mainly Roman gets fucking, well, they both get driven through the barricade there by the timekeepers area. But Roman got the worst of it.
Yeah.
And just fucking annihilated him. They finally get Jacob out of there. And I forgot too. Jacob also put Roman to the table.
He did.
Before that. And so that's how the show closes with Jacob standing tall again. Pretty fucking insane. And people were kind of speculating afterwards because Roman was kind of banged up a little bit. They looked like he might have got hurt on that. He kind of had like a huge cut on his elbow.
Yeah.
He was bleeding pretty heavily from that elbow. So what they usually do is just put a towel over it to kind of stop the bleeding. But overall, this segment was fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Incredible segment to close the show. I wonder where they're going to go from here because it's very interesting. Now, like, the line in the sand has been drawn.
Yeah.
It's Jacob versus the Usos and Roman. And a lot of people were speculating about, like, a couple of weeks ago when the Usos were wearing their Raiders jerseys backwards to where the Fatu was in the front, just like how Jacob would. Well, that kind of dispels that alliance, maybe secretly, that they were having together. Because he beat the shit out of both of them. He beat the shit out of both twins.
Yeah.
So, great segment. Great way to end the show. Really adds more intrigue going to next week. We'll see if Roman's going to be there. He probably will be in the Usos. But we'll see if Jacob has a job.
Yeah, he didn't acknowledge his tribal chief, and he put his hands on Adam. He put his hands on Adam Pearce again. So,
just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think he's. I do not think Jacob is a heel.
no.
He definitely isn't. Like, he's more. I wouldn't call him an anti-hero, but I wouldn't call him a babyface either. I would think tweener, but like a little bit not a tweener, but like he's not a heel.
Roman's been more the heel in this feud than Jacob. So
I thought him bringing back the head of the table theme was his signifying a heel turn, but it turns out no. So he just brought it back.
yeah.
Fascinating.
But that was Raw. I liked Raw. I'll probably give it like a B-. I could have done without some of that stupid segments like the Judgment Day segment and stuff, but I thought Raw was good and solid. Flowed very well. So, give it B-. What are you going to give Raw?
Give Raw a B. Just for the fucking opening and closing segments.
Yeah.
Good matches too, I will say. The Rusev Javon Evans match was really good. The opening tag match, the opening 6-man tag was very good.
Yeah.
Match quality on the night, really good.
Yeah.
I felt like second week in a row now, we kind of got some really good Raw matches. Also, too, like Io and Soul was excellent.
For sure.
Like that's like a main event of a kind of like a mid-tier PLE that we got on a random episode of Raw in May. But the closing segment was my favorite. I loved it. That to me. I've always loved the Bloodline stuff, whether it's like whether people like it or not. I don't give a shit. The Bloodline storyline to me was always it's been my favorite storyline in the last fucking 25 years that I've been watching wrestling.
Yeah, me too.
So that was my favorite storyline. It's literally my second favorite group of all time, and both of my top two favorite stables of all time revolve around the same person, Roman Reigns. It's the Shield and the Bloodline. So I'm gonna love whatever the fuck they do. They have me hooked.
What if this happened? You got the Shield and the Bloodline all together. What would happen then? Would you be able to handle that?
See white stuff ooze out of my body.
Oh, your body, not even just like the most important place, just everywhere.
Out of my junk area.
But let's go through NXT. We wanted short on time because I got somewhere to like be. We have enough time to do this, but I think the best way is I'll just run through the show and then you can just kind of give your thoughts on whatever you thought of NXT. Obviously, the biggest thing about Raw and NXT is like they both got through changes because they've had like a lot of stars come up, and NXT same thing. But let's go through it. It started off with the tag match. Well, the commentary team was Booker T and Vic Joseph. Cool for them. But it started out with the tag match. It was Tatum Paxley and Lizzie Wayne versus Zelya and Nikita Lyons. The match goes pretty well. Zelya didn't really want to be a part of this, so eventually she just doesn't tag in. She just gets off the apron and allows Lizzie Wayne to beat her with some type of enziguri. Overall, good stuff there. They're clearly setting up Tatum Paxley and Zelya as the next big Women's North American title match, which I think makes sense. So there you go. Kendall Gray's backstage, and Wen Sinclair's hurt from the match she had with Kalani Jordan, so she doesn't want to be out there and be a burden to Kendall Gray, but Kendall Gray insists she's out there. Lola Vice comes up and wishes Kendall Gray luck. Kendall Gray says that she wants another women's title match because they never really got to solve any of their issues from New York. Naoku debuted, the former Evil from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Had his official debut match. He faced Lince Dorado. I think Lince was the heel in this match because he's been working heel in AAA a lot recently, and he acted very heelish here. They had a pretty back and forth match. Eventually, Naoku won with like the STO. Naoku looked very good in this match. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in NXT. Then we had the 6-man tag. It was Birthright versus Shawn Legacy, EK Prosper, and Tate Wilder. Before this, there was a segment with all the baby faces backstage where Shawn Legacy was giving Tate Wilder advice to like pick his moments and everything like that. So in the match, Tate Wilder wanted to just make the moment for himself. He wouldn't tag out. And this kind of caused them to lose. Birthright were able to beat him. This didn't really make any sense because the baby faces could have come in and breaking up that pin, but they just didn't. So they were like upset with him. That didn't really make sense. But Birthright, I think, is kind of done as a faction. They're kind of the new Job Squad 2.0. And I don't really care about them that much. It seemed like a good idea and concept, but then I think once I think the storyline was over once David Finlay didn't jump over, because it seems like they they haven't really like focused on it much since then. This definitely is evidence too that TNA WWE partnership is, I think, basically dead, because Ariana Grace was the Knockouts champion like last week, and they literally didn't even bring it up, like that she lost the belt or anything like that. So that partnership feels like it's dead. And then it shows Natalya filming LFG, but she gets interrupted by Jada Polka. I don't care about any of this because all of this is going to do is just make Jada. All Natalie wants to do is just put over Jada Polka. And I'm not a Jada Polka fan, so I'm over that. Like, if Natty's just gonna put her over, I have no interest in seeing this. So whatever. Tatum Paxley and Lizzie Wayne are backstage. Tatum Paxley gives Lizzie Wayne the women's North American title match. The Cullen have a promo where they talk about the one step ahead of Lola Vice. So that's whatever. Mason Walk signs with NXT. He cuts a good promo, talking about how he's gonna dominate NXT, and then Tony D'Angelo comes out to confront him. But before he can really finish his sentence, he gets attacked by Kim Hendricks, but he sees it coming. They brawl. Mason Walk hits the moonsault on the security, but not on Tony D or Kim Hendricks. But they still sell that, so that was weird. But whatever. Noam Dawes backstage. He talks about how happy he is to be back. And I think it's Romeo something. Is like one of his biggest fans. He's watching one of his old matches from Battleground 2023, which I don't know how he is because there's no Peacock anymore. That must be on the NXT archive thing. So unless he has like a super unless he like saved it on like his like tablet or something. Out the Mud have a really good interview. This interview was very cool and unique. Where you got to kind of find out about their personal lives and everything like that. This interview was really filmed very well and had a great production. It's an interview unlike anything else you ever see, and it was really good. So then Jackson Drake beat Noam Dar. I'm really enjoying Jackson Drake. And then afterwards, Dark State come out and they want to get their rematches for the tag titles. And it was originally supposed to be for Cutler James and Osiris Griffin, but they say no, like, we need to fix the problems in Dark State, so it's going to be, Dion Lennox and Jaquan Sugars instead. This doesn't make sense. Like, why would you want to go with a team that doesn't really seem to be working well together, but whatever. Then that was it for that. Everyone came off good in this segment except for Dion Lennox. This dude cannot cut a promo. He just can't talk. And I think he did most of the talking in this segment, so that's not good. And then Tavion Heights is backstage. Miles Bourne comes up to him and tells him that he has a tag match next week. And Tavion Heights thought he was going to be his partner, but it's not. It's going to be Tony D'Angelo and Miles Bourne versus Kim Hendricks and Mason Rook. Yeah, that'll be fine. It seems like they're turning Tavion heel. We'll see how that goes. That could go well. But we'll see. And then we had Naoku and Mr. Stone backstage. Naoku said that he's going to cause more devastation. Mr. Stone goes into his office and I'm trying to remember who he was talking to when he went to his office because I remember later it ends up being Tate Wilder goes in there. He wants like another opportunity, so he gets it against Keanu Kava. I don't know if you want that opportunity. I don't know what's worse, getting what Los Lothario's got or what Tate Wilder's about to get next week. But there was like some other people in there that Mr. Stone was talking to. I forget who they were. And then we had the main event. It was Kendall Gray versus Kalani Jordan. Good match here. During the match backstage, Izzy Dame attacks Lola Vice, and they brawl to the ringside, which causes Ren Sinclair to get knocked over, which distracts Kendall Gray long enough for Kalani Jordan to take advantage and hit the moonsault onto her. One decision to have Kalani Jordan win. They should have given the win to Kendall Gray. I thought everyone kind of came off in this segment looking pretty bad. Ren Sinclair got knocked over for no reason. Lola Vice got laid out, and Kalani Jordan won, but they didn't even focus on that after the match. So nobody came off in this segment looking good. That was NXT. I liked NXT. I'll probably give that I'm going to give that a B. I thought that was good and solid. What'd you think of NXT?
NXT was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I liked Evil debuting. I thought that was really cool. Tate Wilder's a fucking idiot. And I thought the main Kendall Gray should have won for sure. I thought that was a stupid choice. Why are you trying to build up Kendall Gray to ever lose to fucking irrelevant Kalani Jordan? Is beyond me. But yeah, I thought the show was good.
But the main reason I wanted to breeze through that because I wanted to make sure we had enough time for this topic because obviously it seems like ever since WrestleMania 42, it seems like WWE's lost the plot. And not even if you watch the shows week to week, it's mainly behind the scenes because WWE has been doing a lot of cuts behind the scenes. But we're not going to go through all of them just because we don't have exactly the time. But I want to go through kind of some notable ones. But obviously, on Friday, after WrestleMania, WWE did their annual WrestleMania cuts that they typically do. And obviously, Chris and I have talked about cuts before. And typically, we understand cuts have to happen. But usually there's fake outrage about typically all the cuts. And, you know, it's, but this time around, that didn't really happen. All the cuts that basically happened, I think it's the first time in a while that Chris and I haven't agreed with, like, most of them. Some we did, like, Tyreek Eakway and his partner, I think it's Tyson DuPont. That was, like, whatever, just because, you know, they weren't really doing much as a team anyways. They really weren't improving, so I could see them cutting them. But there were, like, a lot of these cuts, and I didn't want to just call them out. There was probably other ones in there that I didn't really agree with. Or that were like whatever. But there was some notable ones in there that we absolutely didn't agree with. And a lot of them were the main roster, but some of them were on the NXT side of things too. I want to make sure I talk about. Tyra May Steele didn't make any sense. She won LFG Season 1. She was that perfect crossover for Olympic wrestling. She was doing pretty well in Evolve and everything like that. That one just didn't really make sense to get cut. Trill London, I know he really didn't do much. But like he was someone I thought like that could have been a really good addition to WWE. He was doing real well in Evolve with all the high flying stuff. And yeah, he probably needed some improvement, but there was no reason to cut him. This was also someone homegrown that they could have made their own star. I think now he's just gonna go to if he wants to, just go to like maybe TNA or like AEW and kind of progress his work there. You know, then we have some main roster cuts that really didn't make any sense. Santos Escobar made no sense. The guy's hurt, so I don't really understand why they cut him. They just last year signed him to a big money contract. And now he's released, and he was doing real well in AAA. That didn't make sense. Motor City Machine Guns, I know they weren't really doing anything with him for a little while, but they were just starting the storyline where it looked like they were going to join up with Johnny Gargano. They were a great addition to the tag division. You thought maybe they would have just started helping behind the scenes. That one didn't make sense. It just killed the tag division on SmackDown. You know, the Wyatt Six all were released. They were in a fixture part of SmackDown. They were in a fixtured storyline. I know it just ended, but they were like a really good addition to the tag division. It's now that last memory of Bray Wyatt, the last tribute that's like gone. The WWE have been kind of messing up with them anyways, considering the fact that, you know, it didn't really seem like they knew what to do with them. Now you read online, it doesn't seem like WWE, at least TKO, doesn't like supernatural gimmicks. So that might be why they got cut, because it's a supernatural gimmick. And, you know, I think that does make a lot of sense, because if you think about it, too, The Undertaker, I know he'd be kind of retiring anyways, but now you question it, you know, if he, because ever since TKO's taken over, he hasn't come out really as the dead man gimmick at all. So it's like, I could see something to that. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. This one didn't make any sense. Aleister Black was a really big fixture for WWE programming. It was literally not even a year, like right on the edge of not even a year of what he got when he re-signed last year. And this one felt personal because he was supposed to originally be on the phone with Randy Orton, and it feels like TKO took offense to that and just released him because what they did didn't work, so they took it out on Aleister Black. Now a lot of people are like questioning if it's the talent or the writers. And because now you're seeing a lot of these podcasters come on here and say, like, can you name a big thing that Aleister Black has done since he's been back? Can you name the last memorable Aleister Black match? This one just doesn't make any sense. Aleister Black was not set up for success when he came back at all. He never wrestled. They gave him stuff. It was basically his AEW one all over again. He was stuck in a feud with Damian Priest that lasted too long because Triple H tells everything at a snail's pace. So Aleister Black got completely screwed over on his return. At least this time, they released his wife, I guess, which isn't the best either, but like at least he doesn't have to worry about that. But the Aleister Black one doesn't really make sense. And then Kairi Sane, obviously was a big one that didn't make sense because she was literally in a storyline with Asuka where, they never got to pay that off. The whole thing was she was, supposed to stick up for herself. And then it didn't happen. So I'm going to guess though if Asuka ended up leaving, Asuka, if the storyline would have changed differently, but the fact that they released Kairi Sane before they wrapped up that storyline didn't make sense. And then obviously you saw they just released JC Mateo and Tungaloa, which doesn't make sense either. That was the top faction on SmackDown. I know Tungaloa messed up a lot of his stuff. He botched a lot and everything like that, but he didn't deserve to be released. JC Mateo was that big sign-in from New Japan and everything like that. And that really didn't make sense either. And then they really lost the plot 2 weeks ago. Now, they did get released, but then TKO decided they want to cut a lot of people's pay and everything like that. So they went to the New Day, and they had signed a 7-figure deal. They were going to be there for a while, and TKO went to Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and wanted to cut that deal down. And obviously, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods didn't want to do that, which I can totally understand because they were promised a 7-figure deal. That's what they signed, and they know their worth. They're like, no, we're not doing this, so they left the company. I'm totally, in favor of Woods and Kofi doing that. That's a big tag team for WWE. It's a real shame, though, because, we didn't really get to see, Kofi and Woods go out on top. Their last one in WWE ever since they turned heel. Honestly, really, ever since Big E got hurt, it hasn't really been anything significant. They hadn't really done anything really that big. That's really unfortunate. So, and again, some of the releases weren't all that bad. I think a lot of people got mad about, Apollo Crews getting released. But, that one didn't really make me that mad because he's been misused in WWE for so long. I think he just needs to get out of that system. But, this was kind of the first time in a while where, WWE just released a bunch of people. And I think what happened is TKO, for some reason, decided they wanted to cut costs. I don't understand that because they just made a lot of money from WrestleMania. They always talk about how they sell it out the venues. WWE is making the most money possible, but yet they feel like they want to cut costs for some reason. Triple H picked the people. These are people that he wasn't planning on using, and a lot of it was on the SmackDown side of things because SmackDown after May, I think it's the beginning of June, is going to go back to 2 hours. So a lot of the people on SmackDown obviously got cut. A lot of people from NXT moved up, so they have to fill spots for them. Just really bad structuring for WWE. And a lot of these talent, I think, are going to be fine. One retired, Luca Crucifino retired. So that's whatever. But with all these companies out there, I imagine these talent are going to land well on their feet. I don't think the answer is AEW just signs all this talent because AEW has a similar issue that WWE had where they just have a bloated roster. So hopefully some of these talent can end up there. Some of them could end up in TNA, maybe a New Japan, maybe an NWA. But yeah, the fact that they released all this talent when they really didn't need to, I don't think. And the fact that they just basically undercut one of the top tag team acts, it just feels like WWE's lost the plot. More specifically, TKO has lost the plot. TKO, it's another example of how they're really ruining WWE. And I'm not, it's the first time I'm really not. I think I'm really not a fan of any of these releases. None of them really made sense, except for like the other ones I called out and everything like that. But, yeah. How do you feel about all this? It seems like WWE lost the plot big time with all of this stuff.
They did. They lost it big time. Some of the reasoning was they're going back to 2 hours because of Braun Strowman's show, so they need an hour less of TV for them, so they cut talent for some reason. I don't agree with it. I never did agree with it. Motor City, Tongaloa, and the New Day make absolutely fucking zero sense whatsoever. JC Mateo doesn't really make sense, but like he wasn't really doing much. He was brought in. He was supposed to be this big fucking star, and they immediately threw him right into the bloodline. Like instead of the original plan was something completely different. He was supposed to be like a big top act on SmackDown, and never was. He was immediately thrown right into the MFTs.
Yeah, they really didn't work.
And then, but yeah, like it's just some of these, like it's just these releases just didn't make sense. Like the lower tier guys, like Wes Lee's faction, like that didn't bother me. But some of the shit, it's like some of the guys, like why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Like the New Day, lifers, that should never even happened. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
Just dumb. It's just TKO being stupid once again.
Yeah.
Making good profits and then asking people to take pay cuts. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't understand that. And I know we're talking about the top talent, but even some of that lower tier talent, like the Trill Londons and the Tyler May Steeles of the world and stuff like that, those ones bother me because, like, how about, are they really making that much money when you feel like you have to cut those talents? Like, they can't be, like, that doesn't really make sense. And, like, again, like, and also, like, again, some of them you're just feeding right to AEW to make them bigger and everything like that type of thing. Like, why would, like, Woods and Kofi, maybe not the Wyatt Six, but, like, maybe, like, an Aleister Black. Not, I know there's already reports that he's not going to go back, but still, like, I just don't understand why these talents were released. Yeah, it really feels like... Huh?
Lick a sense.
Yeah, so... and I think these releases are going to hurt WWE in the long run. I think it's going to hurt talent coming in because they're going to look at like Aleister Black's release and be like, well, why the hell am I going to come in? I could just get released in a year like that type of thing. Or, and also conditions the fans to not want to watch the product because they could see like a Kyrie Sane who they dedicated all this storyline to, and then she's just gone like that. Same thing with like an Aleister Black who was doing stuff. So, yeah, these releases don't make any sense. So, yeah, really unfortunate. So, I hope these talent land well on their feet. I think they all will. Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of them have the non-complete clause as typical. The NXT one's like 30 days. The main roster one's like 60 days. So I expect to see all of them end up in other companies and stuff. Kofi and Woods are immediately going to AEW. You just know for a fact that's going to happen. I think the Kofi and Woods one doesn't even make more sense because now because Woods also did other stuff for that company. Like with his up, down, down channel and everything like that. They tried to get him back just for that, like the Tyler Breeze role, which is just like so idiotic. Like I get like, it's just. And don't forget too, Woods was injured. He wasn't even he was hurt. So it's just so yeah. Really sour way to end the last Aftershock in this new video, but yeah. Let's end this off. But anything you want to plug and promote before we get out of here? Yeah, you know, end of an era. You know, I hope you guys continue to watch as the channel continues, especially since I'll do some of the videos solo and everything like that. Again, like Chris and I said in the beginning, doesn't mean Chris is leaving the channel or anything like that. But, you know, we'll try to find stuff. Again, you know, you might not notice a difference. Chris could be on the channel a lot more now that we're not doing the Aftershocks this way anymore. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And just check out all the new reboot and everything like that. And we will talk to you guys later.